Good morning and welcome to round 6 of the Tasmanian Rugby Union. It's been a while since we've had any regular club matches with a bye round last week and that fantastic North versus South Gala Day. And we just see in front of us the sevens match between Eastern Suburbs Roosters and the girls from Harlequins. About ready to start, refereed by Michael Evans, who's done a wonderful job with the refereeing a lot of the women's sevens so far. These guys will meet twice today. I'll play in the first and the last matches of this women's day. And the other team we've got here today is the team from the University Club, or UTAS. So we'll see these guys hit it out right now, followed by Harlequins versus UTAS, then East versus UTAS, and Harlequins versus UTAS in a second return match at the end of the day. And we've got Chicken out there, been practicing her kicks for the last hour, and she gets a good one in too. Gets it over that first line of defenders, hits the ground, but it's in the hands of the very damaging Georgia Sproul. And if they don't, oh, great to tackle there by Sarah Double with a good shoulder. Can't take Sproul down, and she gets her own pass and gives it off to Andreessen Tuivasa, who finds Fialea there with the ball. So some good tackling. Sarah Double again there, getting into the action. Now that was Shani Kells making a solid tackle. Mia Mason gets up quickly. I think Mason might have the pace to get her, and she does. Great defence there from Mason on Sproul. Sproul needs to put that ball down. Mason's over and earns a penalty. Great work there from Mia Mason. Excellent defence. Sproul was just looking for some support, I think. She's done a power of work so far in these first few phases and is quite exhausted, and Mason ran her down brilliantly. So great work there in defence from Mia. And Ali McCarthy now with the ball and runs into the tackle and drops it. I think she might have got away with it though. And ball picked up by Christy Mason, bundled in a big tackle from Fialea. And away we go. Sarah Double running across field. East doing a good job here, maintaining some possession, but Conway's too quick on that ball. She's got numbers outside her. Oh, Ledster can't get that ball. And Mason's onto it, gets tackled as she tries to pick that ball up. Gets it, finds Chicken. Oh, okay, so Mason, I think, didn't gather that ball and then picked it up and threw it. She needed to take possession of that before being taken to ground. And a nice run through there from Attrell, but good defence there from East, short on the line. So East with their backs to the wall here. And they've got advantage, have the Harlequins. Ball out to Conway, to Andreessen Tuivasa. Nice ball, gets it out to Fialea, who's got on the outside Sproul, and she started the whole passage of play from the kickoff. Made all the metres herself to get them down into attack, and then she finishes off. That was nice work there from the Harlequins team to get that ball out into a little bit of space. Valiant defensive efforts by Easts, but unable to hold this team from Harlequins out. And Harlequins go up 5-0 with unsuccessful conversion. So we'll come back and Harlequins will have a kick. Good intensity from Harlequins through there. Just relentless pressure. And eventually the defence from East wasn't able to get across to defend that line. And the points came. Lydia Attrell now with the kick. And ball goes down. Christy Mason's got to get it. She's going to hope it's going to run out. No, it comes off a shin. Bit of bad luck there to Christy. And the ball goes over the line. And we're going to see Erica Ledster here with the throw in. I think I've commented on the headgear. I love the headgear. That multicoloured headgear, I definitely would have worn something like that when I was playing. Comes the throw. She's going to go to the front here. Isabella Sproul's going to take it. I can see the look on her face. Yes, she does, and she's away. Isabella steps around and fends Christy Mason. And Great work there from Isabella Sproul at the front of the line out. Nice throw from Ledster too to get it to her in the front of that line out. Here it goes. Beautiful work. Just takes it on the 5 metre. Nice little dip with the hips there. Just enough to put Christy Mason off her defensive line. Just swayed in a little bit towards Mason, who stood up expecting Sproul to run over the top of her, and then with that big fend. Great try. So the Sprouls try a piece. And there's a substitution happening here. Everyone's favourite queen, Finn Roberts, comes on. Smiling assassin, Finn Roberts. And Attrell with the kick goes to the other side. Oh, is it going to roll over the 10 metre? It doesn't make it. Oh, so close. And so it'll come back and East will have a tap in the middle of the field. We don't often see the ball stop dead in rugby, but Sarah Double was outside on that side, and I think she was thinking it was going to roll over the sideline. I would love to see a tap and pass here to McCarthy, or for McCarthy to tap and pass it to someone like Sarah Double. Often we see Ali McCarthy tap and pick this up and go, but she's not hitting the ball at pace when she takes off. And so she doesn't get a chance to get a head of steam up. And again, we just see a really solid tackle from Conway. So, and the ball turns over quickly. If McCarthy was able to take that ball at pace, oh, Mason here with an opportunity. Can they catch her? Conway's got her. She's going to need to pop this one back. She does. She can see that. Chicken can't pick it up though. Unfortunately, it's knocked on and turned over. And Lydia Attrell doesn't want a part of that, so she's going to pick it up and take it herself. And she's going to be pinned there. It was a good effort by Attrell there with the just place the ball, but as I just heard the referee say, not enough not clear separation there when she's put the ball down. She has to put the ball down and completely release her hands from it. Okay, McCarthy now going. She runs across field though. She's looking for a gap. She gets at least able to get some pace up there and get a bit of a fend on, but Conway's tackling is too good for that. She's not interested. And she's going to smash Chicken in a tackle, but it's a bit high. And East now just really, really disorganised in here. And Chicken goes, yep, let's boot this down play. Ledster's got a bit of space here in which to pick it up. And also time to have a look. So I think we're going to come back for the high tackle. Just up around the shoulders, that one. Good solid hit from Conway, but
look at the numbers, please.
Needs to be a bit lower than that. And McCarthy now is going to tap again. And just takes it up at a slow pace and gets crunched in. Another solid tackle from Harlequin. So some tactical issues here for East. They need to sort this out. And more great tackling from Harlequins, driving East sideways and backwards. Great to see Christy Leach in the number 14 out there back on the field. She'll provide some structure and experience to the East team. And now the ball's been turned over again, and Finn Roberts has got it. I don't think she's going to make it herself. Chicken might, oh, I don't know. No, she puts on another burst of pace. And is she going to get there? She is. No, she's not. Oh, yes, she is, under the posts. She took the long route there, did Roberts. Just waited to make sure that that Noni Harvey, a.k.a. Chicken, didn't catch her. And once she realised that Chicken had taken the wrong line, she was able to turn towards the post. Arches the back. Great chase, though. Great chase. And there's our half-time. So the girls will have a quick break, so will we, and we'll be back with the second half with the score currently Harlequins 15 and Eastern Suburbs yet to score.
Girls, come on.
And welcome back. Second half about to happen. So far it's all been Harlequins on the back of some really solid and aggressive defence, turning the ball over a lot. East have had some possession, but unable to make any ground or any space thus far with the ball in hand. But also some good defence shown by East too. Some nice aggressive tackling by Sarah Double and Shani Kells. And the kick goes over. Chicken chasing here, and Conway's got it. And I don't think Chicken's going to catch her, although she's going to keep it up and put the pressure on. And a great step off the right foot there, and then off the left, and links up with the back line out wide. Mason makes great contact on Isabella Sproul, but she gets the ball away to Attrell. And out the back there, another boot. And, oh, unfortunately, Mason unable to get her hands on that one. And we'll keep going. She goes in and gets those hands around the, oh, and then puts her head under Isabella Sproul's hip. Ledster now with the ball, back to Attrell. And they got space out wide. Fialeo, oh, great tackle there from East. And now we've got the ball in space. And a good pass over the top to Georgia Sproul, who's got the try line about 40 metres in front of her. And she pins her ears back and finally gets around the outside. But some entertaining rugby there. Great tackling both sides. But, yeah, Mia Mason making some awesome tackles and a really good textbook tackle around the legs there from Chicken.
Well done, girls. Well done.
But swinging the ball from one side of the field to the others worked really effectively there for Harlequins. Georgia Sproul gets a second and converted too. I think I heard a whistle blow. And the ball will come back. So Easts, where are they going to find a spark here? Challenge for East is maintaining possession. The ball's been, oh, that's going to make the line. Chicken's got to get on that really quickly. And I'd like to see a look to not kick, but she just boots it again. And ball bounces infield and goes over for a line out. Just some strategic things here from East. They're all very, they're tired from a lot of defence. They want to try and maintain possession. That's the only way they're going to score and change this score line. Chicken's going to have a go at the throw out here, but realises, oh, it's not mine. So hands it over to Ledster. And line out throw comes in. Not very straight though, unfortunately. And that'll give East an opportunity here with the ball in hand, middle of the field. This defensive line though from Harlequins is a pretty impressive team, and I'd be very surprised if East are going to find a way through them. Winona Conway, Lydia Attrell, and then Georgia Sproul out on this near side. So East with the ball into the scrum. Ball comes all along the ground. Mason needs to be careful picking it up. Does a great job. Contacted nicely by Fialea and gets a beautiful dish off to Marshall, I think. And East go around now. This is where Sarah Double needs to straighten up. She's got a great fend on. Nice work from Sproul. And Double just forces that ball back. And another solid tackle from Mason, throwing Conway to the ground. But she's not allowed to get back to her feet there. That was a fair tackle. I'm going to come back maybe. Coming back for, I think, a knock-on. No, as a penalty. High tackle, okay. So great defensive work there from Mia Mason. Gets her hands around her players' hips and waist, and then she's got a really great use of their momentum to fling them to the ground. But East haven't picked up the defensive line out on the left-hand side of the field for Harlequins. And if they can get it out to Ledster on the wing, oh, just the pass too hard for her. She's running onto that ball really nicely. Ball's just gone behind and hit her hand and gone forwards. Makes it difficult for her to pick up that ball. And she knocks it on, and East will have another scrum. Mason has come off for a rest, and Leach has come on, just appearing on the right of the screen there. Needs to drive it up straight. It's her first game back for a while. Chicken with the kick again. Goes in play, and she chases. Has she got the wheels to catch Sproul? She does. Ali McCarthy does too. Comes up, and the ball goes out. Attrell has a boot, but out in front of Sproul. If she can pick this up, she'll score. Christy Mason unable to tackle Georgia Sproul there, and Georgia goes over for her third, and we've seen that a few times this year. Triple from Georgia Sproul. She gets the ball in space. She's one of the hardest people to take down. She's got a very direct and solid run, really strong through the hips. If you don't get your hands around her and hang on to her, she's going to bust through tackles, and you can see there, too strong, too fast. And Harlequins push ahead even further. Can hear bench there. It's a nice kick. East are just really suffering now from a fair bit of disorganisation out there. They didn't have two lines in defence. They were very tired. They've had to defend the whole game, and that's the end there. End of the game. So Harlequins with a really solid victory. 5 tries. East unable to score. So East going to have to get back to the drawing board because they're going to have to face these guys again a bit later. But we'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes or so for the next match of the day. I guess this will be the draw card for today. It'll be Harlequins versus UTAS, and we'll see you soon. All right, there's rugby aplenty here. We've just behind us had the start of a Golden Oldies match between the Hobart Associates / Convicts team versus a Taroona Rugby Club old boys team. So that's we'll get you some footage of that once this game here finishes. Those who are at home and interested in watching a bunch of old blokes hobble around a field, very entertaining. Some good skills on show back there, and some not so good ones too. But this match is definitely, for our women's match, the one to watch today. We've got Harlequins, hopefully fresh from a very significant or convincing victory over Easts, 5 tries to none. And they're now going to be up against a very strong University of Tasmania team who have been winning everything so far this year. But Queens have got it in them. If they can get the ball out to Sproul on the wing and use Attrell in the centres there, they'll be a potential win in this game. So here we go. Stewart with the kick. Ledster picks it up, runs through a gap, and she's away. Great straight running there from Erica Ledster. And Georgia Stewart's got it covered, though. Ledster's just got to knock this on. No release there. There's going to be a penalty for sure. But a great run there from Ledster. Just picked the gap between the two defenders and pinned her ears back. And there was only one person on the field fast enough to catch her. And we've just missed it due to our replay. But Lydia Attrell's picked up with a quick tap and scored a try. So sorry we couldn't bring that to you. We didn't expect it. Lydia's caught us off guard as well. And what a start to the Queens. What a great run from Ledster.
Good start, Queens. Good start.
And so, UTAS back to the drawing board. Got another start here. Just particularly impressive way that Ledster took that ball on the go. And she didn't slow down as she picked it up, which is good. She'd had a couple of knock-ons in the previous game trying to pick the ball with pass, sorry, not pick the ball up, but with passes going astray, and showed some great confidence there. But as she got that ball, she just looked up and saw there were 2 tacklers in front of her. She picked the gap exactly in between them. It was excellent effort. Kick goes this way again, hoping to find Ledster again in the same place, but doesn't make the 10. And so that'll give UTAS a prime opportunity in the middle of the field with the tap. And Harlequins now need to look to their defensive systems. We'll see a very different approach here from UTAS. The tap and pass, much better way to go. Give it to someone who's moving. Nice tackle from Loper on Mel Oakley. And UTAS now running across field. Nice pressure in that tackle there too. So Winona Conway's been a menace in defence today. But the ball gets around and into the hands of Stewart. They've got to hang on to her. Georgia Sproul won't let her go. Some good support coming around the outside. I think Sylvie King on that side. And the ball gets dished off to Tony Brancher, who looks for the pass back inside. Plenty of support there, but the ball's too loose. And she knocks it on. So scrambling defence there from Harlequins forces the knock on. But great support play from UTAS, and they really got around there all too easily. Just getting on that outside. Offloads in the tackle are really something that UTAS do very well. And it's very hard to defend against when they keep getting those offloads away. But their support play and fitness are really excellent, and that's how they managed to get to where they are right now on the field. Ledster now with the ball in. Solid tackle, and UTAS push. Just too slow there to get that ball out, and now it's popped out. But referee Evans sees a bit of a discretion in the scrum there. Indiscretion, if I can get my English language right today. Ball comes around to Conway. Dishes it to Attrell just behind her, but great little step back inside from Lydia. Sylvie King's got it covered. Support's not there though, and well done by Stewart. finds low on the outside. Solid tackle from Sproul. Gets back quickly too. Just not committing players to the ruck at the breakdown. Nice contact in there. Roberts and Pregnall. Those two have bashed heads against each other plenty of times in rugby over the last few years. And again, good tackling there, this time from Leicester, forcing the knock on. Claire Ryan with that ball, I think, just unable to get to ground. We've got a penalty. King now with the tap. She'll come to the right, finds Pregnall. Goes direct, looking for someone outside. Ryan's not keeping up, so Pregnall decides to hang on to it herself. She got support on her left, can't find it, and keeps on her feet though, and makes another 5 metres, and then finds the support. So Tony Brancher gets around and has the pace to get around the defensive line on that side. And Uni, after some relentless pressure there, finally managed to put the ball down over the line. And Tony Brancher with great support play there puts the 5-pointer on the board for the Reds. Leicester just not quite with the pace from a standing start. And conversion's no good. Just having a look at this Golden Oldies game behind us. There's no one flat on their back at the moment. Nobody, not too many players heaving breaths in. We'll be able to bring you some footage from that in about 10 minutes' time, if they're all still on their feet, that is. And 5-all coming in with about a minute to go in the first half. Stewart with the kick. Finds Isabella Sproul's chest and she straightens up. Good contact in there from Oakley and they stop up. Conway finds the bounce pass across to Roberts. Carries it in 2 hands and gets it away to Leicester on the outside. A lot more success in this match from Leicester. She's going to get pushed over the sideline by Pregnall. And Ashton Reid over there has to hop out of the way with the flag in his hand. But Leicester will be happier with the passes this match that are actually going to her hands. It's given her a few opportunities and she's doing well. So Brancher here with the throw-in. She looking for the underarm throw here by the look of it. And throws and finds King running into the line in a gap. And now the ball in the hands of Claire Ryan. Great tackle there from Fialea and ripped away by Conway. So she goes forward, finds Attrell. Nice hands to Sproul running a straight line. And she steps back inside Stewart. And we do not hear that very often. But this person has ripper side steps and great strength in running. And she scored a 4th for the day. And Harlequins back in front with no conversion. That'll be probably, we'll see half time there. We do. So great timing there. Sproul with a try to put her team in front. And Harlequins go to the half 10-5. We'll be back soon with this second half in a nail biter. One.
Bit of feeling out there.
Yeah, it wasn't the other game. Some of those.
see Georgia Stewart get sniffed very many times. I told you, Georgia, she just runs angry. Good though. Morning. She was so committed to just running it straight forward. She set her feet, and as soon as she found her feet, she was around it. Considering there's been no game plan on it for 2 weeks. I know you got back to training twice a week.
And we're back. Second half. Harlequins with a narrow 1-try lead, up 10-5. And that ball not making the 10, but it's been played, so there's a knock on here. And the ball will be in the hands of Harlequins. We'll come back for the knock on. It's one of these tricky decisions there for Lowe in that situation. If she had to let that ball go, it may have carried over the 10-metre line and it would have been play on. So she's attempted to pick it up, but in doing so, knocked it on and turned the ball over. So a bit of fortune there for Harlequins. But good intent there by Ruby. She hit that ball at pace trying to pick it up. So we'll have a scrum. Great position here right in front of us. Less than 10 metres away from my position. And a bit of hoo-ha going on behind us on the field. I think Don Snodgrass being told to march back 10 metres. Anyway, again, we'll see that soon. But right now, we've got some good rugby in front of us. And Harlequins get the ball out. Good solid scrum that time. Conway can't get through the tackle, but great wrapping from Attrell. Oh, and if the ball had hit the hands of Sproul, she could have been in for a 5th of the day. Just not quite. And great support play. Lydia Attrell is really carrying the, well, not carrying, I shouldn't say carrying her team, but she's playing an absolute blinder of a game. Just the support there to wrap around at this sevens match is so important, and she's really working beautifully with Conway on her inside, and just couldn't find Sproul on her outside in that case. Good push there from Harlequins, but the ball comes back now. Uni running across field. Stewart straightens up. Conway won't have a bar of it though, and just stays right in front of her. Good lateral movement in the defensive line there from Conway. She wasn't going to let Stewart get around. A nice contact from Fialea, and that ball's been knocked on. So we're going to come back for a penalty. Just been the tackle, I think, from Conway. Just getting a hand up on the shoulder of Stewart. Stewart with the tap now. Finds Pregnell, who's worked hard so far. Sun shining out here now, and Sylvie King gets around the outside. Oh, tries to fend. I think she's hurt herself. I'm not sure exactly what happened. She's gone to fend Winona Conway, and I don't know if she's done a shoulder. It's just an unusual accident there. Conway stood up straight and went for the tackle, and King's put her arm out to fend. I think she may have injured her arm or her shoulder. That's all I can think of that could have happened there. But she's basically, her own straight arm fend has put herself on the deck. And looks like there's a bit of concern here, so we're probably going to be a little bit of a wait while this happens, and while we attend to Sylvie. So we'll go to a bit of a pause here, and we may just, they're at half time behind us, or at third time, or quarter time, or a 10th time, or whatever's happening. But we might just bring you some action from the other field if this is going to take some time to sort out. But sad to see Sylvie. So we'll go to a break for a moment here and see if we can provide you some alternative footage for a bit. So the event behind us is in celebration of the Taroona Rugby Club's 75th anniversary, and we are about to see some rugby. So Andy Smith there with the kickoff, and he kicks it down, and the ball goes down to the Convicts, and they take it away. So this game, players are not allowed to run more than 15 metres. Brent Wall with the ball, some great support play there from the Convicts. I don't know, that looks more than 15 metres, and Smith with the intercept. Looks back inside for Evans and can't find him. And the ball's been turned over again, but sneaky play from Andrew Smith. And now the Convicts with the ball. Bit of a run. Oh, there's some dodgy rugby, some offside play happening out there. See a couple of guys in some fluoro yellow caps if the sun's not too much of a mischief for you. Few players on the Convict side with associations with the Taroona side as well. Quick hands to get it to the wing, and Blair dropping that ball on the wing. Looks like it's play on, finds a gap, and the Convicts are looking good here. Got to get some defence back there to Taroona. And the ball comes out to Jepson again. He's looking for the inside runner. And the pop passes, they're used to this, these guys. They know how the game works. Handball stolen in there by Sanderson. Knocked back off the ground. So we'll have a penalty here. And Taroona will get an opportunity to get the ball out of there. And we're back on our women's game. So we'll turn around and see what's happening. So hopefully Sylvie's going to be okay. Looks like she's come from the field. But yeah, it's a tense match over on this side. So thanks for the quick work up there, Sam, on the camera. Being able to turn that around. And just get our effects mic back working again. Here we go. Okay. Great to be able to provide you with some vague form of entertainment while there was an injury. And ball now in the hands of Utaz. The ball was blown up there while Utaz still had the ball. Oakley now not able to catch it with a knock on. So just good line pressure again there. She knew she had Conway bearing down on her. And Attrell. Defence has been exceptional, this Harlequins team. Ledster with a put into the scrum. She's played very well so far today. Good young player. Oh, that pass is not so good though, and Attrell unable to take that one above her head. He boots it on to make sure that there's no turnover. But this will give Uni a prime opportunity to hit back and even these scores, if not go ahead. Precarious defensive situation here for Harlequins. Defenders standing on the 22. And they've got Brancher with the ball in her hands. She'll go to Oakley, who's got Stewart outside. A great scrum from Harlequins. Oakley passes it through to Stewart. Gets around the outside, finds Lowe, but Lowe's hands aren't ready. She's got great pace, Lowe. In that situation there, she's not quite watching the ball, didn't have her hands ready to receive it. And so when the pass came, she had to snatch at it. So good defence though. Stewart almost got around the outside, but the defenders managed to force her to push that pass. We'll now see Roberts with the throw into the line out. And players just offside at the line out, so being directed. Not straight. Shame there. Ball went sort of straight over the head there of Savannah, and so has to be down and more towards the middle of the line out when it's thrown. And another turnover. So Uni with another chance here. Need to try something different. They're just running across field a little bit too much. Be good to see in this situation Oakley standing at first receiver. Maybe take a more direct line and hit it up and look for someone wrapping around her. And the alternative is look for Brancher, but the defensive line doesn't want her to get around that blind. And so Uni forced to go ahead. Number 5 there, Kate Pratt with a nice run for University. But I tell you, the counter-rucking there is excellent. Really good, solid counter-rucking in there from Roberts and Fialea. And Roberts taps, and she goes to Conway. She's got some support outside her, and Ledster's away. Gets around the first one, gets around the second one. She's got Stewart. She needs to look for a step, and Stewart's got her and bundles her into touch. But yet another great run around the outside from Erica Ledster. As she develops in her rugby skills, she'll be looking for picking up, ways of trying to avoid being bundled into touch like that. But great solid running from her, and great sweeping defence there from Georgia Stewart. And the line out comes, that familiar underarm line out. Gets into the hands of Pratt again, and she goes one way, goes the other, and then gets pushed back in a nice solid shoulder tackle. Conway's just been relentless in her pressure today and forces another knock on. And well, that's it. That's the end. So Harlequins with a victory over University, and they'll be celebrating that one because I'm pretty sure that will be University's first loss of the year in sevens. So really great effort from Harlequins, particularly having played 2 games in a row and were able to get up early. Great try right at the start there by Lydia Attrell off a nice run from Erica Ledster. But yes, great pressure from Harlequins and a very well-deserved victory. So we'll take a break here before our next women's game, but we'll probably try and bring you some more of the Golden Oldies game off the other field. Get some of those guys on the YouTube for the first time. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll be back in probably about 15 minutes with the next women's game, which will be between UTAS and Easts. So got a bit more footage here from the Golden Oldies match. You can see the backs there of all the blue and white stripes of the Taroona reserve grade players, and also some of them in those with the number 75 there, the 75th anniversary jerseys. And See Taroona players with the ball in hand. Andrew Smith having a good run there. And ball gets around. Evans has got it. He's got Greaves on his outside who goes over for a try. The big Tony Greaves. So great work there. Good ball skills from Taroona there. It look like the guys haven't lost it. And we hear Matheson to Smith to Noble. And then ball just went out nicely to the wing through the hands of Evans. And then finding Greavesy out on the wing. The goal of the players on the Golden Oldies team is for them to play enough rugby to concoct a draw. That's the general philosophy. Nobody's supposed to be winning. And the kick comes. Dropped, but I think it went backwards. And nice quick flick there. And the Convicts, good support play here. They play this like a game of sevens. Pass and wrap, pass and wrap, pass and wrap. Certainly is a different style of game to the usual game of rugby. And we've got a messy maul happening here. Player's been held up, but once the ball goes to ground, it's always let the other team win it. Oh, sorry, let the team with the ball win it. Jepson again. Oh, some good wrapping, but the pass is not so great around the outside there, and the pressure comes on. And they're very close to the sideline, as are the spectators. I think they're only about 15 centimetres away there from the sideline. Oh, some seedy, questionable attempt there at an intercept from Dave Sanderson. But ball retention here is the name of the game, and the Convicts have got it sorted. Though, mind you, they've brought that ball from one side of the field and back to the other again and made only about 15 metres. A lot of effort for that, but there's a penalty here. I was talking about those fluoro yellow caps earlier. Those are the players you're not allowed to tackle, I think, from various reasons, from injuries through to age. And I think it's trying to see who's wearing them. So the ever young Adam Renui, just on the right of the screen there, legend of the Taroona club, not allowed to be tackled. These two guys in the yellow caps could just run the whole length of the field together if they wanted to, because they're not allowed to be tackled. And the other is, it's Pip Holmes in the bright red shorts and number 24. Some more questionable rugby around there with the intercept. It's about the only way you can easily turn the ball over is forcing a mistake. Nice tackle around the ankles, another low tackle. Keeping the ball alive. The Convicts, they know how this game works. And swinging it wide now. Justin Black coming across in defence. Jepson with the big dummy. Oh, a bit of a knock on now. And some good rugby happening out there. Not sure how they got away with that, but referee was probably 50 metres away, but that's the way it works in this game. Oh, the pass is high. Ball goes out. Good intent there shown by the Convicts. But again, they've travelled the ball from one side of the field to the other and only made about 5 metres. So the defensive efforts of Taroona are pretty good. Oh, we're going now with the kneeling down line out. Oh, ball gets back. Holmes, Matheson to Smith, to Johnson. He's played like about 6,000 games, I think, for Taroona. Ball goes out to Kazarine. Has he changed teams? I think he was on the other team earlier. Evans runs a long way, gets the pass off, and the defence finally gets there. There's going to be 17 subs from each team, I think, at the moment. All this sideways. Taroona certainly being more direct in the way they are playing. And we've got a penalty now out there. Something going on. There's always something going on. Evans with the tap. Solid contact. Pops that ball back. I think he's getting knocked on, but yeah, they'll let it play, I reckon. We'll let that turn over instead of having a scrum. And the Convicts now with the ball. Certainly a lot of running by the Convicts for not making a lot of ground. And we're just hearing the women in the next match. Chris Noble there's changed teams as well. He's now in a Convicts jersey. I'm not sure how far that was. That was about 40 metres being run that time, but they should score this time. We're going to turn our camera back around now and watch the real rugby with this next match on our women's calendar. So University versus Easts. We'll cut to our proper camera very shortly for you. Here it comes. Oh, look at that. And Uni, they'll be looking to make up for their loss to Harlequins. There's been some passion out on the field today. And we've got East here with the kick. All right, kick coming from Chicken. She's been practicing that. Look at that. It's a beautiful kick. Well taken back there. I think that's Magdi, M. Magdi, with a great tackle from Mia Mason, pushing M to the ground and going with a high contact there. But we haven't seen M on our stream as yet, I don't think, this year. So good to see her out there and getting the hands on the ball first play. And the ball comes from Pratt with the tap, goes to Stewart. And then she goes back inside to a straight running Brancher, who zigzags one way, zigzags the other. No one can get a hand on her. And she's got Stewart on her outside, who catches that ball and then puts it into fifth, and away she goes. So good work there. Antonia Brancher, once she realised that she had Stewart on her outside, knew she just had to take her time, draws the tackling defence there, even though they're probably not going to get a Chicken there, just clipped Brancher with the feet, I think, and you can see she put her hand back and said, sorry. Again, the sportsmanship's great with these guys, but nice work by Tony Brancher to get that ball across and find Stewart. So unusual to say it, but Georgia Stewart in her second game of the day, and that's her first try of the day too. So kept well quiet by Harlequins in the first match. And the kick comes. Hits the ground. Leach will pick it up and move into contact. Dishes off to Chicken, who drops it in the tackle. And now the ball comes back. So Magdi with the ball. Gives it to one of her bigger teammates in there. And we'll come back for the earlier knock-on. I think that one hit the ground. Gets Pratt again. She's had her hands on the ball a lot, getting really involved. And the original knock-on came back there in the tackle where I think it was Harvey with the ball. So UTAS, one try up, converted, and there's going to be some space around here. And Brancher goes one way, goes the other, steps back off the right, runs away from the support of Stewart, and she's going to get bundled up here. No, she manages to get two hands onto that ball and find Stewart on her outside. And she decides she wants the try under the posts. Good defensive positioning there and good supporting defence from East, but just unable to make the tackles, and Brancher's proving way too elusive for them with her swerving run. And a nice kick from Stewart to go up 14-0. Bit of a sub back here. Claire Ryan coming on for Kate Pratt. Kate's had a great start to the day. Very active. Good ball running from her. Now we'll see Pregnell with the kick. Kick comes from Pregnell and finds Mason. She'll be looking for a gap here. She gets around Magdi and then straightens up. Nice tackle in there from Ruby Lowe. And so just hands in the ruck there from Pregnell. It was a good counter ruck from Pregnell, but she just had to leave the ball alone and drive over it. Just trying to put her hands on that ball when she needed to leave it alone. Okay, Ali McCarthy comes in for the tap. We've seen this a bit. She's got some support with her this time, but just walking into the tackle is unusual, but it's a different tactic to what we've seen so far. She hasn't gone to ground yet, and so not sure what the penalty will be here for. Unusual given that McCarthy didn't go off her feet there. So the ball was really fair game to be able to rip it away from her. But again, not a very good, I wouldn't call that a good tactic there. McCarthy's ran in and pretty much walked into the tackle. She's got some good support with her and she needs to make a bit more contact. So just going sideways this time and they take her down. Doesn't make a lot of ground, but she gets it back and gets the ball off to Marshall. He's tackled well. Now Mason's got the ball. Just running sideways, decides to straighten up, but the tacklers there are too good. Flicks it back and finds McCarthy. But again, just running sideways, trying to get around the outside, and Brancher just tracks her easily, slips around the ankles and takes her to ground. Ball's going backwards off the hand of Kells. I think we've got some offside play possibly out here and an advantage to Easts. So they're setting up a good little pod of support players here with Ali McCarthy, but she's just got to take the ball in a bit harder. She's got to hit the contact a little bit so she can be driving forward when they tackle her, and that will give her teammates a bit more of an opportunity to use the ball behind it. But yeah, much better strategy here from East. The slow grind up the field. Unfortunately, they've dropped that one and Branches away. Mason again with a try-saving tackle, and she's going to get Stewart as well. Great work, Mia Mason. That's a tackle there. Very lucky to get away with that. I thought that Mia took Stewart to the ground, and now Claire Ryan's away, and she's got 4 teammates in support and no defenders. I think a bit hard done by there. Mason took Stewart to ground, and Stewart was allowed to just get back to her feet. Not that she took off, she looked for support, but yeah, a bit surprising in that situation for Stewart to be allowed to get back to her feet after the tackle. Very valiant defence there from Mia Mason, getting back and making 2 try savers. And another conversion good there. So we'll have another break here while the girls do. Sitting there at 21-0, I think the score will be. Good solid start to this match by University, putting on 3 tries to 0 so far. We'll be back soon.
That should be a good go. Yeah. Serena will be fired up.
Right, convincing first half there to University. Going up 21 with East yet to score. East starting to put together some good, solid rugby strategy that suits their gameplay, but just unable to break through this defensive line. Kells now goes into contact. Brancher has been exceptional this game. Sarah Double comes flying into the ruck, protects that ball. Marshall hit very solidly in a tackle from Pratt, and now the pressure's on. Nice work, Magdi getting out there, but I think she's not off her feet there and not clearing out of that ruck. So a bit lucky there. Christy Mason was in trouble with not a lot of support around her. Sarah Double here will take the tap, and she will get a head of steam up. We know that. She loves the contact. Oh, misses that tackle and fires the pass back to Leach, who gets a good pass away. They've got some space out here now. And Shani Kells says to Sahansa, no thank you. But the ball's come back. Now Chicken's got it. She's just got to not kick it. Oh, kicks again. The ball's still in play here. And must have gone out over the sideline. Just no assistant referee over that side of the field for this match. So we're going to have a line out to University. That ball had stayed in there. There was a chance for Chicken to get it away, but something that she's just got to, I think she needs to change that mentality. She needs to get the ball, and in a lot of cases there is space back, but she doesn't have the team behind her to be chasing kicks all day, and holding on to possession and just taking your time would suit East's a lot better, running in where their support is rather than kicking away from them. The line out was no good there, so East will have an opportunity here. They want to get someone like Shani Kells with the ball on the ball in their hands, or Sarah Double. These two are very solid runners. Need this red defensive line to be back 5 metres. They're all way up too close, but pretty inexperienced team back there. Sahansa and M. Magdi and Ruby Lowe out on the wing versus Christy Mason, Beck Marshall and Mia Mason. Got to pick that ball up there, and Chicken just sort of lost it and then eased off a little bit. And now the menacing Tony Brancher, who's scored a couple of tries today and has played very well, almost goes all the way, but is taken down in the very last line of defence by that wonderful Mia Mason, who's run very hard all day and done exceptionally in defence. Now Brancher with the ball, needs to look for some support, runs sideways, gets a fend up, but Mason will have nothing of that and says, on the ground, please. Ball comes out now, Magdi without the ball, and we've got a knock on. So Brancher in that case, having had a great game so far, just pushing across field too much there. Should have thrown that pass a little bit earlier, but we'll come back. We had a knock on and earlier. Oh no, it was a penalty. Okay, and M. Pregnall says, out of my way, Chicken. I'm having a try. So good option there to tap by Brancher. She's led very, very well today. And University put another 5-pointer over. Tiring game for East. They've got 3 games today, so they'll have to come back out again after this game and meet Harlequins, who've had 2 wins out of 2 today. With that great close victory over University in the previous game. Coming up winners 10-5. And University now with a comfortable lead. Using this as a bit of an opportunity too, with a comfortable lead, to get some of their newer players some good game time. So we can see across the field, definitely Georgia Stewart's just come on. Unfortunately, he hasn't kicked that over the 10 metres looking to get her teammates involved on the far side of the field. So we'll come back and East will have a tap. But good idea for Georgia to get out onto the field. Georgia and M. Pregnall are probably the two experienced players, and then around them they've got a lot of their newer teammates. So good to get out there and try and provide them with, oh, nice running there. Oh, Chicken with the fend on Stewart. She's not going to have the pace to get away, but against Stewart, oh, gee, she's got away with it there too with the rip. The fend from Chicken on Georgia Stewart was amazing. Stewart was totally not expecting it, but now the ball's been turned over and University will look to get out of this defensive zone. Chicken, I think, has also copped something in the eye in that tackle back there too. She needs to just, if she can look up and see what's going on. Mason with that familiar slinging tackle. Gets to her feet quickly, makes another one, puts the pressure on Stewart, gets back and makes another tackle, and Stewart knocks on. Just pressure defence. And called the end there with only less than 6 minutes on the clock. But that's the end of that game. So some good defence by East and a massive highlight. Mia Mason's defence was just outstanding. That score could have been 50-0, but her chasing in defence was really good. A great run at the end there by Chicken. Just ran up to Georgia Stewart, who went for the easy tackle. I think copped a finger in the eye in the fend from Chicken. They both copped one, but great solid game of rugby from University. And we'll be back very soon for the final game of the day between Eastern Suburbs and Harlequins. All right, final of our women's matches for today. A repeat of the first match. We've got Harlequins versus East. So Harlequins have had their 2 matches already today and won both of them. Easts have had a couple of matches and lost both of them. And Christy Mason just about has a ball planted in the back of her head. Match ball kicked not very effectively by a kind volunteer spectator. But here we go, Easts looking to try and put some points on the board for the first time today. And ball comes back, and Erica Ledster now has it in her hands. Just runs up, and nice tackle there from Chicken, and then a bit of dish off to Isabella Sproul, who finds Ledster again, and she's got some good footwork down the sideline. And Shani Kells with a solid tackle thumps Ledster over the sideline, and then in a very kind gesture makes sure she's okay. So nice solid hit there from Kells. Good footwork from Ledster to manage to stay in there. But East now have the throw in, and Kells, the taller of the players in there, gets it back to Marshall. Hit it up, goes forward, and Savannah Andreessen Tuivasa in there. But the quickest one onto that ball is Harlequins captain Isabella Sproul, who's had a great game today, great series of games today. Christy Leach can't quite get that ball and deemed to be illegally having a go at it. And they got the numbers out wide here. Conway. And here she is. The G-Train breaks away. Mia Mason, who's been valiant in defence today, can't hang on. And Sproul gets away for another one. She scored plenty today. And the conversion, it's a nice kick there from Attrell, but it just goes sideways a little. Kick nicely to Ashton Reid out there, able to take that, throw it back to the middle. So Harlequins with the first points. It worked very nicely for them in their first game against East too. Once the defence bunches up for East, they find it hard to spread quickly, and Harlequins have got the ball skills to push it out to those wings quite quickly. And if they can get around Mia Mason when they do that, that's all they need. She's been a tower in the last line of defence. So Beck Marshall, she's played really well today. Had her hands on the ball plenty of times, and runs into the solid tackle of Conway, and then throws it back and makes it very hard for her teammate Chicken. But Sarah Double gets in quickly now, and Kells with the ball, doing what she does well, which is run straight. Oh, the pop back is very risky. And now Double gets it out to Chicken. She's got a decent boot though, and that time it only goes about 5 metres. And Isabella Sproul says, yeah, I'll have that one, thank you. And she goes over for another try. So she scored a couple today as well and has played very well, led her team very, very nicely. Just getting tough at this end of the day for Easts. Had to play a lot of rugby. Still plenty of smiles on their faces though. And the conversion attempt there turned into a bit of a torpedo kick. You don't often see that from the drop kick. It's a good straight kick and landed under the post, but not quite enough distance on it. So Harlequins 2 tries, East's none. Some really great rugby from Harlequins today. And the kick goes, finds the ground. Beck Marshall's out there again, well under pressure. And Sarah Double gets the pass. Mason now, she's looking to get around the outside of Sproul. She's not going to do that. Keeps it in play though. Oh, the pass goes back and I think just knocked on by Marshall in support. Good intent there from East. Great work by Beck Marshall to get across there too, trying to get in support. Mia ran away from her support and nearly got around the outside, but needed Needed someone else there to be with her. And we're going to see a scrum on the far side of the field there as the sun shines on our backs and on the out on the field. Nice to see that again. It gets pretty icy down here when the sun's not shining. And Harlequins will look to put another try on in a really good attacking position. Ball comes booted out of the back of the scrum. Ledster gets it. And Conway's gotten across in support and fires a nice pass out. Attrell's got the defensive line yawning in front of her. Throws a nice wide pass there, but Sprout can't get it. And does a really good job to not knock that on. Just waited, kept her hands away from the ball. Conway now picks it up, gets away from the defence. She's got Andreessen Tuivasa right next to her. Good, solid contact from Kells. Dishes back inside to Isabella Sproul. And she breaks through a number of tackles and puts her third on for the day as well. So it's a competition today as to which Sproul can score the most tries. I think Georgia may have 5 for the day. But Isabella now has her third. And the conversion by Ledster's good. So really solid lead now from Harlequins, proving that they're the team of the day. And they'll definitely finish this day victorious in all of their outings. So time for another kick here. Still another minute left. Attrell with the kick. That's a good one. Gets it behind Mason. Goes down to Chicken. She will definitely want to kick this one. And she does. And does so well. She's got good pace chasing those. Sproul gets back quickly. Dives on that ball. Going the wrong way. Which way is my team? Oh, yeah, back there. Good support there from Loper. And Conway pins her ears back and goes for the corner. And she's got the pace to get around, and no one's going to get her there with that big gap yawning open in front of her. And Harlequins, too good, put another one on. Some great sportsmanship being shown back in the middle of the field. Nice conversation between opponents, just congratulating each other. There goes Mrs. Boucher walking across in front. I mean, Mel Oakley just walked across in front of me. She's been able to have a rest, but she played some good rugby for uni earlier today. Just keeping up the joke of me and incorrect names. And we're about to see, I think, East coach, maybe KT Wright, come on the field for the first time today, just to have a bit of a run, I think, in the last moment of play. Or have we ended? Oh, it's halftime. I can't even count. I'm thinking it's the second half. What is happening here? So I need a break. Anyway, good rugby there from Harlequins, and again, East tiring after a very strong defensive efforts all day. But hopefully we've got a half of rugby left to go, and yeah, we'll see you shortly.
One opportunity to promote the ball. She just took 5 seconds to do it. Yeah. No, it was fine. There was no pressure on her. Like, there was no rush. So she did what she likes. I'm sitting there like waiting for, like if someone had like, no one touched her, no one confused everyone by lying. There's something here that, like, she dove on the ground, held the ball, sat there presenting it to the wrong side. Eventually she turned around and gave it back. There's nothing I've seen there that... Yeah, you think like, say you've got the ball in your hands and you fall over, you're allowed to... You're not touched, you can get back up. Yeah, that's right. Like, she could have just stood up, but she laid on the ground waiting for someone to touch her, and then... Yeah, Chicken jumped over her. Yeah. She dove, Chicken jumped over. Yeah, that's right. And so she didn't touch her with it.
boots on, can you come and help us? Because we need players. Can you come and play for us? Yeah, Knuckles?
All right, so last half of rugby here. Christy Leach just having a conversation with the little girl there saying, you can come play with us. And she didn't understand that that's actually not acceptable. Wanted to go and have a game. Why not? Well, actually, there's plenty of reasons why not. All right, last half of rugby for our women's round 6. And the ball gets booted down. Shani Kells will get there eventually, and she does. She needs to straighten up. And good, solid, strong run down there. Eventually, Roberts comes in and helps out, and that ball gets cannoned back. It's gone backwards. Sarah Double will pick it up. Drops it. Oh, ball goes underneath Chicken's legs. But she manages to get that. Sorry, it's not Chicken. It's Leach. But the ball gets turned over, and Attrell has a good run at the line. And Mason unable to take Attrell to ground. Too strong through the hips there is Lydia. And Mia unable to use Lydia's momentum to get her to ground, and Lydia scores another one for Harlequins. Very successful day for them today. When he had one try scored against them so far. That was against University in a game that Harlequins won in a close one, 10-5. But we'll see another kick from the Queens. Right, Lydia, she had a few kicks today. It's a nice one. Bounces over and up. Oh, Sprout can't quite hang on to it. The ball comes to Leach, just running sideways, but finding Marshall over there. There's good passage of play here. Pass not quite going to hands out there for East, so it'll come back after that knock-on. Ball bounced perfectly for Sprout, but she was just waiting for that horrible, awkward sideways bounce that you usually get, and so wasn't quite able to get her hands on it quickly enough. But we'll see the scrum here to Easts. It was a good kick by Attrell, a nice high one that just made it over the 10-metre line, gave her team every chance to get there. And Gil's just just taking some time here to get sorted out. Trying to work out whose feet it is. Again, just fun interaction here. Girls enjoying their rugby, and it's great to see. Oh, pass over the top here. Mason has to cover in the back and does, and then straightens up. She deserves a try today. She's gotten away. No one in support. Manages to swerve around, but yeah, the tackle of Georgia Sprout too good, and no one in support of Mia. And Izzy Sprout picks that up and goes for a run. Pops it over the top there to the support of Roberts, who gets around the outside. She's got Ledster on her left, and she does find a great drawing pass there. And Erica, after a great day of rugby, puts another 5-pointer over the line. Really well deserved. Great play there from Finn Roberts there to draw the tackle and just to dish that off to Ledster, who's been a great support player all day, and well-deserved try to Erica. Another great passage of support play there by Harlequins. It's great to see that these guys, as the season's progressed, really working out how each other plays and how to do that effectively. So 32 points now, Harlequins, to 0 Easts. Nice run by Mia Mason. Just didn't have the support there as she got around the outside. Oh, not the most successful of kicks from Lydia today. They'll give Easts a chance with a tap in the middle of the field. See here where they go. Good straight running is what they need. Need to get the ball moving forward and then find Mason moving on the outside. Chicken goes into contact. Ball pops back again from Leach and finds Kells, who's been good today. Just drops that ball, but it goes backwards. And now comes to Chicken. Goes into contact, gets that fend out and puts it back. Christy Mason to Leach. Goes back to Sarah Double. Like to see her straighten up and run hard through the middle. Great contact, keeping the ball in two hands. Well done by Sarah Double. Just didn't quite lay that back though, and Sproul has pinched another one. Now she throws it back. Just getting a little bit rushed there. That ball's gone forward from Fialea to Attrell. And East with some really good work in that those phases there. Made some good meters, and now we'll have an opportunity to get the ball in hand again. You don't have much chance, KT, to get on the field. You've only got about a minute left, if that. Next breakdown. Next breakdown. Chicken with the interesting feed and a great scrum there from Harlequins, but the ball comes out the other side. And we're going to have that scrum again. Quick, get on. One scrum. KT Ryder hasn't played any rugby yet this year. She's going to come on. She's going to do it. Giving Leach a rest, who's also had a lot of time off this year. And here she goes. Coach Fantastic of the East team. Comes into the scrum. They need it. Good scrumming from Harlequins, and the ball's come out now. Attrell pops in, and Ledster's in a good position, but it goes over her head. And here she is, Georgia Sproul. I reckon she's going to score from here. She gets around the outside. Christy Mason's got a good line in defence, but I don't think she's got the pace. Mia Mason chasing valiantly again. But the G train gets around again, and I think that's probably her sixth of the day. And she puts it under the posts and scores yet another one for Harlequins. What a great day for these girls. Excellent rugby played by them. Very consistent, very persistent as well. It's draining for poor old East, who've had to battle against them in 2 games. And that'll be the end. Nice conversion at the end there too from Ledster. And Harlequins with a very resounding victory of 39-0. So great day for those guys. They played East in the first one and won that convincingly. Played up Harlequins also then had a game against UTAS that they won 10-5 and then have come back with a 39-0 victory. So great work, great rugby again out here for the women's sevens. And we'll be back in a little while on the other stream. So you'll have to find a different link for that one in about 5 minutes or so only with the men's second grade match. See you later.